Hi everybody, welcome to my latest video. This one is a long one, but it's packed with stuff. It's packed with so many things that I don't even remember what's in this. I do know that there's a few surprises. I head down to Sanchia's, I head down to Sinead's, and I see what they're up to, so I give a little update on their places. I start a new project, and a whole bunch more things. So, it's long. I'm going to keep the intro short, but I do want to say, if you haven't subscribed, please do subscribe. And if you like the videos, give them a like. It helps people see my stuff and get my content out to more people. And I've had it brought to my attention recently that I never actually introduced myself. I have my name down in the description in the About section, but whoever reads those things anyways. So my name is Kirsty, I'm from Canada, and this is my channel about doing a DIY barn conversion, living off-grid, having a little garden in Central Portugal. So that's the summary of me, and now let's get into this super long video. I think this is one of my favorite videos so far, so I hope you stick with it, and I'll see you again at the end. It's a gloriously beautiful day after many days of rain, and the garden is looking, well, parts of it are looking pretty scary, but other parts are looking pretty good because Sinead is working on the winter garden. Hi, Sinead.
Hello.
Hello there.
Hello.
What have we here?
We've got a delicious bed.
These are beets.
We've got some beets in the front. We've got some lettuce, which...
I see some signs of life from this little lettuce.
Yeah.
There's
like 4 or 5 up there, but I don't know if they do well, they're going to be some of the greatest lettuces of all time.
We've got...
In the rest of the bed, we've got broccoli and kale.
broccoli galore, some kale.
Yeah, but yep.
A lot of Brussels sprouts on the way.
I thought it was kale, but now when I'm looking at those leaves, those broccoli leaves and kale leaves look exactly the same.
It'll be a surprise garden.
So I think this is going to be a broccoli-filled winter.
A broccoli-filled winter sounds like a fine winter, indeed. So you're gonna do some of these beds as well?
Yep.
So here's the before. Sinead's gonna be working away down here over the next little while, preparing a lovely winter garden for us. And yeah, a lot of broccoli, a lot of Brussels sprouts. Look, a lot of spinach. I totally forgot we even had this.
Is that spinach?
It is.
Is that spring onions?
It's chives.
Chives.
Yes.
Spring onions in winter would be strange, yes.
I don't know. I really don't know. What is strange is zombie sunflowers. So we should probably harvest their faces if it's not too late and get seeds for next year.
Sunflower field.
Yes, for the sunflower forest.
Yeah.
All right, I'll leave you to it. I'll check in again once you've made some more progress, but I'm excited. I'm excited for this. Farewell.
Bye.
Good morning, everybody. Let me open the window-like structure and let some light in here. It's a beautiful day. The rains have come, cleared the air, and it's absolutely gorgeous out there. And you might notice that in my windowsill, we have some oranges. Orange season is coming. This means I have a lot of orange juice in my future. And I've picked the limes, and I've made something very exciting that I'll show you later on. But right now, let's get outside and start the day. You too, Mikey? Where are you going? Where are we going? Let's go to the garden, Mikey. Come on, let's go. Let's go. So I'm up and out of bed. It's 8:30, and that's impressive because it's getting colder and colder in the mornings and harder to get out of bed. So I was up earlier than usual, and that's because I have a big day of work planned. I've got a new project on the horizon. Sorry, it's not the tool shed. I know, one day it will happen, but I think this one is going to be just as interesting, and it's definitely needed. So I'm gonna walk through the lemon obstacle course. This lemon tree is packed once again, and I'll tell you about the new project very soon. I thought I'd start the morning with a little tour of Sinead's winter garden and her winter nursery. So exciting things are happening. We've got some signs of life. The beets are looking good. The lettuce that was here has perished. Something is popping up here, but I don't know what it is. Perhaps Sinead should be giving this tour, not me. We've got some onions coming up and broccolis, I guess. And we've had some stuff munched. So I think the snails are around. I have a feeling they're probably lurking beneath the cardboard, which somebody made the good point that this is kind of a hiding place for snails and possibly not as necessary in the winter. In the summer, you want to cover the soil and keep the moisture in. In the winter, it's not as important. Just as a hiding place for creatures. And then over here, we've got some signs of carrots. We've got some garlic coming up, which I think we're both very excited about. And then over here, we haven't yet planted that bed. And by we, I mean Sinead. I always end up so burnt out after the summer garden, so the idea of a winter garden does not excite me. So it's really great to see that Sinead is here and she's taking that on, and I'm getting excited now too, actually. I just love a garden. It's hard to argue with growing your own food, and it's just lovely to check on everything every day and see what's happening, including what's happening in here. So we have a lot of life in here. We're going big on the Brussels sprouts, which is weird since I don't know if either of us really like them. But this is the kind of thing you can't find at the supermarket, so it's great for bartering or just giving to people who actually do like them. I think we've got a lot of coriander on the go in the pots. I think this is onions. Yeah, onion grown from seed, and more beets. So she's got a lot of ambitious plans, a lot of things on the go. And we could be eating really well over the winter. I especially love the idea of growing staple things like garlic and onion that just go in most of the things that I cook. And it's just nice to be able to go down to the garden, pick that out, especially the garlic. I've never grown it before, and it's always really fun to grow something that's completely brand new. And again, by me growing it, I mean Sinead growing it, and I'll visit it from time to time and reap the rewards of the harvest. But I thought I'd also check in on the surprise squash and see what they're doing. This is definitely my favorite kind of gardening. So I've got another squash popping up there, and I know that there's plenty more already in here. Yeah, this one's a little baby. The leaves are just beautiful, I think. I've eaten squash leaves before, stuffed with mozzarella and fried up in a pan, and they're really good, but you can't really go wrong with mozzarella. Let's be honest, really coat anything in cheese. Coat a Brussels sprout in cheese, and I might even eat that. Though I have tried them with cheese and bacon, and I still didn't like them, so perhaps there's no hope for me. But we've got loads of squash on the way, and with me firing up the wood burner soon, it's a really easy thing to chop in half and to stick in the top of my wood stove, and it makes a delicious, easy meal. So yeah, I'd say there's another 6 or 7, maybe more on the way, and that's very wonderful. What do you think of the squash? You liking this winter? Huh? You following me around today? Well, you enjoy your day. I've got work to do. But today isn't about looking at gardens or talking to cats. Today is going to be about working on the front of my house. I feel like I've come so far with the window that it would be silly to stop there. So I'm going to aim to continue to point the front of the house, and I'm also going to start the base of the pergola, which means moving those long stones around and putting them all into place. I don't have a full plan, but today is going to be mostly about pointing and moving stuff around, and yeah, just trying to organize, and then pretty soon I'll do a drawing and get going on the actual front part where I'll put stones down, build some wood up, and make a pergola. But unfortunately, my lime got soaked. I had it covered, but it got wet. So we're gonna traverse the obstacle course, head over to the bucket of lime, scoop some into the tray, and leave it in the sun. And hopefully by later today, it'll be ready to use. Okay, I'll let that lime dry off a bit in the sun. Right now it's time to tidy. So here's the plan for the morning. I'm gonna try to get rid of all these little bits of stone, all of this wood. I'm gonna take away the weird towels that have been keeping the water out of my house. I might even try to tidy up this little garden bit. I'm gonna move this. I'm going to scrape away the dirt from here. Hello there, little guy. How's your morning going? What's your destination? Anyway, he seems fine for now, but you can see some of the wall's been packed with lime already and some of it still needs to be scraped out. And I don't even really remember what's happening behind this box. So I'll take the gas bottles out of this handy gas bottle box that my dad made me. And then I'll move the whole thing away from the wall and get in behind there. And I'm gonna point the rest of the place. So I'll be up pointing all this stuff. Then I'm gonna drag the trees over there, and then I'm gonna see what's happening here and start to build up some stones and hopefully make some steps. Many of you know the slow pace at which I work, so obviously not all of this will get done today, or maybe not even this week. It definitely won't get done this week because I have a packed social calendar with Sanchia visiting. We're just doing loads of stuff and it's lots of fun, and I'm looking forward to sharing the things that we get up to. We've got a Monsanto trip coming up, we've got a market trip, other stuff that I forget, an overnight hiking trip. I don't even remember what else. We'll go to lunch tomorrow in Fundao. So there's lots of things happening and I don't have a lot of days to actually work this week. So let's see what I can power through today, and it'll be a good first step towards improving the beauty of the front of my house. So I don't exactly know what the destination is for this wheelbarrow because I don't want to add to the chaos that is in front here. But I'm going to find a spot for all this stuff, tidy up the porch, and when I have everything a bit more cleared away, I'll be back to possibly move the gas bottle box and see what's going on behind there. So the gas bottle box has been moved. And I've uncovered loads of disco spiders. I don't know if you can see them. They're daddy long legs and they kind of like to dance. That guy's having a little boogie right now. These things are the most common spider that I see in Portugal. Fortunately, I'm not massively freaked out by spiders, especially not of this size. But yeah, it looks like they're having a good time living in my wall. So enjoy it now, spiders, because I'm gonna plug up some of those holes. And we've got a little snail down here. Bunch of wasps' nests were in the gas bottle box. Ooh, look, some kind of an egg thing. What the heck are you? I'm gonna guess that's wasps' eggs, maybe? If anyone knows, let me know. It's very weird looking. And I had fully intended on fixing this garden and planting another little thing of mint that I have, but I'm gonna leave that for now because it's already 1 p.m. and normally I'm like, where did the time go? I just lose track of time, but this time I know exactly where the time went. I became distracted when I uncovered 3 buckets of lime that my friend Silent Carrie mixed up. I covered them with a tarp, but it turns out the tarp was crap, and so water got in and everything is basically going to shit and hardening. But because it's lime, it hasn't hardened completely solidly just yet. So I decided to turn this tragedy into something positive, hopefully, and I drilled holes in the middle of 2 of the buckets, stuck some poles in, and I'm hoping that that works as portable shade cloth supports. I'm often trying to put up shade cloth and I can never figure out where to put it because I don't have enough vertical structures or trees up in this area. So if I have these in buckets and I can drag them around, maybe, just maybe, I can sling some shade cloth across them and have the shade follow me wherever I need to go. That's the idea anyway. I would have much preferred to use the lime in the tool shed foundation as designed, but honestly, I completely forgot it was there. I got so obsessed with the window, and I should have checked the tarp, but I did not. Anyway, now I have a couple of poles. One is definitely crooked, the other one seems fine, and that's basically what took up my time. So I still have a bit more tidying to do, and then I'm gonna get on the wall and start doing some pointing up there. But before I do, Sinead and Sanchia are both up to some interesting things, so I thought I would take a wander down to their places, say hello, check in on them, and see what they're up to. Well, hello there.
Hello.
What are you up to?
I am creating, uncreating, and recreating a flat floor.
Flat floor inside.
Flat floor over in the stone building.
In the stone building.
There's going to be winter storage for all of that shit.
Okay.
I mean, all of that
Stuff.
all of those items over there. All of that stuff will be moved into the stone building for security.
So the stone building is over here, and Sinead has been digging like a trooper in there, and I'm excited to go over and see what she's actually accomplished.
Well, what have I accomplished really?
What have any of us really accomplished
I
today?
started with the plan to flatten the floor, and then I found a rock, and then I became an archaeologist, and I needed to get to the bottom of the rock, and the rock wasn't just a little rock, it was an iceberg.
I see.
So I dug it up, and now I'm going to cover it back up again because it makes no sense.
This seems like a morning well spent.
It was because now I know what the rock is.
Okay, that's good.
And I know what I have to deal with next year. It's a 2025 problem.
Okay, and I feel like much like me, you enjoy a good shoveling and wheelbarrowing
Oh,
session.
Jesus, I'm fucking loving it.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm loving it.
Some fine wheelbarrowing there, some fine skills.
Thanks very much.
You're welcome.
I learned these in Sweden.
Definitely not your first wheelbarrow push.
Yeah?
So we have arrived.
Yes, all of this stuff was in there in a chaotic manner.
A lot of it is my crap. Some of it is my crap. Under there somewhere.
Even those, everything was in there.
All this is in there. So this is the fire starter for this season. Some fig branches. Yeah. So I'll come and collect a load of these guys. And yeah, let's go look inside. Oh my!
Yeah, she's very, very wet. This is a...
So where is the actual stone?
I'm going to take those logs out. That was me just filling in.
So the stone, where's the tippy top of the stone? Oh, this is the stone.
This.
Oh my.
Yeah, yeah. It goes all the way. It goes all the way over here. It's huge.
Okay, well, that's what you're doing.
It's huge. And the opening to my extension is right here. So I don't know what that means. I like the idea of making a stone feature in the floor. Personally.
Yeah.
I'm joking. Or am I? I don't know.
You never know.
Yeah.
You never know.
Yeah, so what I'm going to do is, that's the bicycle storage area at the back.
Yes.
I'll have a little ramp, and then I'm going to do pallets going around and around here. And this is where I'm going to store all of my stuff on this nice level.
It's looking good.
It is. It is after I stopped needing to dig up the rock for no reason.
Yeah, I have to say the rock floor part looks interesting. And it's deep. Got some stuff happening.
You know when you have an itch, you have to go for it, don't you?
I understand. I also had my own mega stone.
Yeah.
We need to get Sanchia in here to help move it.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if Sanchia's gonna be moving that rock.
No.
It's huge. It goes under the pallet.
Damn. Not even Sanchia.
Not even.
Not even Sanchia.
Maybe I shouldn't poo-poo your skill set.
Speaking of Sanchia, I'm gonna go down and see what she's up to.
Tools.
So I wish you luck, and I'll see you soon for lunch. Bye.
Bye.
So it's turned into an absolutely beautiful day, but really humid and kind of uncomfortable. I'm feeling shorts would have been more appropriate wear, but yeah, just gotta make do. But the cold weather is creeping in quickly, so you're not gonna find me complaining too much about the sunshine. However, it is a little bit worrisome that it hasn't rained so much so far in October, and we've got some sunny days ahead as well. Hi, Sanchia.
Hey, you okay?
I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, not bad, thanks. Not bad.
So Sinead and I have been hard at work at our places, and Sanchia has been down at the little cabin. She's been clearing the bottom of the olive trees in time for olive season, and now, what have we got going on?
Just trying to weatherproof and tidy the front of the cabin. So just staining it, yeah, to try and protect it a bit. Whoa!
Whoa! For anybody who's concerned about my chair scaffolding, let's take a look at this.
I nearly stood on the chair before, but nearly fell off.
Safety third, Sanchia, safety third. So it's looking really good. It's a lot darker than the original one, but I think it's going to fade with time, and I think it actually looks really, really nice.
Yeah, do you know what? I was worried about it at first, but I think now I've got it on, I like it. And it will fade loads.
I must say this is a nice example of actually masking something before you work. I could have used this advice with the spray foam.
Oh, yeah. That would have helped.
Yeah. But yeah, it's looking really nice. And then through this path, there's a forest, and I'm not going to go there now, but Carrie and I were working there a bunch clearing trees. There's massive piles of stuff to be chipped, and we're hoping that we can find a guy today with a tractor to come. There will be a meeting later, and hopefully a chipper man will come and help us to clear up the mess. Okay, so I'm going to head back to my jobs, and I'll see you later.
See you later.
Bye.
Bye.
So this is looking pretty good. It's actually a little bit dry, but I can hydrate it as needed, and it's gonna do the job. And right now, I'm hoping to work from this side over and go all the way around the window, depending on how much time I have. So, it's time to point. So here's the progress. I'm really happy with how things are going. I got a fair amount done on the wall. It's a beautiful day. Sanchia's here. Hi, Sanchia.
I was trying to hide then.
That's okay, don't hide, don't hide. And I'm almost on the mix. But I ran out of time. Sanchia and I are going to the cafe in town for a beer. And we're gonna talk to a man about a chipper. And I can't see anything. So I'm gonna call it quits on work tonight. We'll report back with what the chipper man says. We're hoping to hire something to get rid of all the crap in Sanchia's forest, make everything fire safe, and end up with a lovely, wonderful pile of wood chips to sprinkle over the garden paths or whatever. So I'll say goodnight, and I'll see you tomorrow, or possibly on Tuesday, for some more work on the wall. Sinead, Sanchia, and I all had a bunch of errands to run in town, so we took a day in Fundao to bash out a bunch of different things. We visited the market briefly for a look around, then we had a coffee, and Sanchia had her first ever pastel de nata, and she's a big fan, of course, they're delicious. Then we went to a stove store where Sinead attempted to sort out her flue pipe woes, which I'll talk about in another video. She also successfully opened a bank account after some initial paperwork hassles. We attempted to go for some celebration sushi, only to find it closed, but instead we went to Rock Pizza and had a really good lunch there. Then we went to the agricultural store in search of olive buckets for the picking season, but we were distracted by the heavy machinery. It's bound to happen. The chipper guy that Sanchia and I met the day before was going to be pretty pricey to do the work, so it seems like a decision has been made to instead buy a wood chipper for the valley, which is very exciting. We also did some tool shopping where I encountered the most disturbing spray foam display that caused me a little bit of trauma. Then we found the most wonderful shop that sells slippers, glass sardines, Portuguese dishes, and lots of clay pots. So we loaded up on some clay pots, and Sinead is now ready to surround the yurt with some lovely plants, and it's going to be great. The day ended with a beautiful sunset and an early night, and we were all eager to get to work again the next day. Good morning, it's a brand new day, and it looks like it's gonna be another gorgeous one. Yes, it is. Blue skies everywhere, a bit of wind. It's nice and warm already, and I'm eager to get out there and get to work. But first, I'm gonna drink my coffee, do a few things in the house, and then I'll be back outside on the wall. It really is such a glorious morning, and not a cloud in the sky, and though I would like to have some rain, I'm quite happy it's dry because I want to work on the front of the house still. So I've got some more lime putty mixed up to do the pointing, but you guys have seen loads of pointing so far, so I'm going to switch focus a little bit, and I'm going to try to find a stone. I have a stone actually. I'm going to cut the stone to fit into this little space behind me, and then my goal for the rest of this video is to try to point around the window, get that done so the window stones pop, and we can see what it's going to look like. So this is sort of a weird space to fill. It's narrow. I want to do it with one stone, and it's got the deeper part there and a narrow part here. And I feel like I got pretty lucky with this stone. It's more or less the right shape. Maybe do a little bit of grinding there and there. And it's narrower on the bottom, so maybe it'll fit into place without too much hassle. Let's get the grinder out and chop it up and see what happens. Okay, I'm ready to grind, and that means I have all of the gear on, which is usually horrible, except the mask is actually quite enjoyable to wear now. It's fog-free, it's nice and soft, and I really love it. So it's a base camp mask. You can see the link below if you're interested. I'm a big fan, but it's time to grind. So the stone is cut. I'm happy with the fit. I think it's gonna look good. Just need to get some lime behind there and stick it on. Here's an up-close look at the disaster from the spray foam. Thanks to everybody for your tips. I definitely should have done a lot more research, watched a lot more videos, asked a lot more questions before I got started, because now I'm gonna be dealing with removing this yellow crap, and it's really stuck on there. I definitely should have let it dry, and it would have come off a lot easier. Thanks everyone for the tips. And I should have masked everything off as well. But live and learn, and I've got some cleaning work ahead of me as punishment. But right now, let's get this guy in the hole and carry on pointing around the window. So I have a lot of work still to do on this. I want to get it pointed around the window at a minimum, and I've got a lot of work still to do if I'm going to get to the great reveal of that before the end of this video. So I'm going to put the camera away, focus on the pointing, and you'll see me again fairly soon. I'm back. It's hot out. The sun is shining and I'm hiding in the shade, preparing for the great reveal, which now that I think about it, really isn't that great of a reveal. It's kind of more of a mediocre partial reveal because I haven't done all of the pointing on the front of the house, but I've done the part around the window and I'm excited to share that with you. But before I get to that, I've got a little snipping to do. So on my front porch that I'm hoping to work on, I've got this macadamia nut tree and I've got an avocado and an aloe vera, and I thought that I would remove these spiky little shoots from the bottom and move this tree back to where it was beside the door, which will allow me to see what I'm actually dealing with down here. Right now I can't really work there because everything's in the way. So let's get this tree back in its rightful place. So that seems okay, and now I've got the aloe vera. Aloe vera down. Ugh. Ooh, this thing's huge. All right, come on. That was a little bit more unruly than I expected. Let's pull this stuff out. Got some weeds in here, and there's lots of weeds at the front of the house, which I'm going to deal with very soon to keep my mom happy, of course. And yeah, Sinead's going to be going on a propagation mission for a whole bunch of things, and I feel like we've got some baby aloe vera in there for her. But right now, let's do the mediocre front of the house reveal. We've got some plants on either side of the door, which looks really nice. And then over here, we have pointing around the window. It's a different color than the rest of the house because I just did it, but I think it looks very, very cool. Thumbs up. I'm happy with it. It's been a lot of work, but it's going very well. And my next steps are to chip out all of this, point it all, point down here, get this box back, and point up there. But this is an off-grid living, barn conversion, DIY channel, not a pointing channel, so I'm gonna do all that stuff off camera, and then I'll do a great reveal. I feel like there's been a lot of pointing. The sun is crazy. There's been a lot of pointing. There's no escaping it, no matter where I go. So I'm just gonna get it done and share it with you when it's finished. But before I go, I did promise you some lime stuff at the very beginning, and not lime putty, but actual fruits. So I've started something that I think is interesting. Let me show you. It's this. This bright gloriousness is the beginnings of lime pickle. And this is stage 1, where I ferment the chopped up limes for 1 month to soften the rind and get everything mixed in together really nice. I ferment it for a month, stirring it every 3 or 4 days or so. And the only thing that's in here right now is a whole bunch of limes, 2 pounds of limes, chopped pretty small, some turmeric, some white vinegar, and some salt. I'll put the recipe below. I haven't got to the interesting part just yet, where I mix everything together and actually make the pickle. This is the beginnings. So I don't have a lot of experience with fermenting, and I always thought you had to do a brine, but I guess not. This is what the internet's telling me, and it smells very, very good so far. So I'll put this away for another 27 days or so, and I'll revisit it when I'm ready to make the pickle. So this has been a very long video, but since I don't have time to do any more work this week, I figured I'd cram everything into one video rather than doing a bonus video. So we've got a lot coming up this week, a mushroom walk tomorrow. I've got an overnight hike. We're taking Sanchia's van up into the hills somewhere. We're gonna park and do a hike and explore around. And there's a lot of other things that I don't even remember. I'm quite tired. It's been a really long, busy day of work. It's been fun to check in on Sanchia and Sinead. They've been working really hard down there, and I'm gonna give an update on their progress in the next video. But for now, this one has been long enough, so I'm gonna say goodbye. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next video.